Welcome to episode 44. So I'm on the way back from the oil refinery. I needed to go over there and put down some dimensional depots so I can get rubber going quicker, just for now, because the fuel generators, that's the first thing I'm running out of is rubber. So I'm heading back to put some more fuel generators down. I have messed with the power towers. I cannot come up with a design that I'm super happy with, so I'm going with this design right there. And like, I'm not crazy about it, especially right here. I'm really not crazy about it, but this is like the fifth design that I've gone with. And I'm trying to run them in a straight line as long as possible. I just can't do what I want to do because I want them to be there, short to the ground. And then over here, like, that's okay. That's a little bit up, but I can't get from the high point there back far enough. So I have to have those giant ones there. And then I jump up here, and then I had to kind of put two because they were too low by the tracks. But then I jumped down to one tall one down there. And again, like, I look at that, I'm like, well, I'm not happy with that. But the other four designs that I came up with before that, I wasn't happy with those either. Nothing looks right because the actual power tower itself is made with such small pieces of steel that no matter what I use, it just doesn't look right. So anyways, that's what we're going to go with. I'm going to let him go back and park. So what I've done so far is I've just run these pipes all the way down so they're all popping up through the floor. I'm having a lot of, I'm not going to call it lag because it's like the FPS is fine, but about every 20 seconds or so, the game kind of like freezes for half a second. So I had this run in and I went down and did the front row and then I did a second row and then I'm just running out of rubber continuously. But there's still two more floors above, right? So I'm halfway done with this floor and there's still two more floors above. So when I double what I've got, we'll be 1/3 of the way and we're already at 55,000 megawatts. So we're doing pretty good. So let me throw some more of these down and see what I run out of next. Because, yeah, the rubber's going to be good, but it's just going to be something else in a minute. I'm trying to look here and see. Probably motors. Yeah, it'll probably be, copper sheets, motors. Because I don't have many of those going into the dimensional depot, but we'll see what we run out of next. Okay, Quickwire. I was not expecting it to be Quickwire, but yeah, I mean, we're using 200 of it and it's only on one dimensional depot. I kind of would have thought it was going to be motors, but I guess because I'm pretty sure that's on one dimensional depot. The encased beams probably are on 3 or 4. And then copper sheets, I don't know what they're on. That's not bad, though. I got almost done with the floor here, so I don't know that I even necessarily need to turn it up. I still have to connect the power, too. So let me connect all these up and then show you. We'll be over 100,000 megawatts here in a second. That's 160 generators. That's 1/3. We're 1/3 finished. I'm at... According to this, we're doing 118,000. Now, this floor should be doing 96. I need to go outside and disconnect this building from the rest of the grid and just verify that we're making 96 because it's quite possible somewhere in here I didn't connect something and I just want to make sure it does say 96,000. So just out here at the substation, I'll just disconnect both of these lines. And yes, 96,000. Okay. I'm surprised we're not consuming more than that, but... And I knew there shouldn't have been anything on that other circuit, but I wasn't for sure. All right, well, so that's the first floor done. Yeah, now I need to do a whole other floor. And the nice thing is, now that I'm going to do the other floors, if I put this in the right spot, which is easy to know because those two just show through from the floor below, as long as I put it on top of that, it should auto-connect those two pipes down to the floor below, right? And you can tell it did. I mean, I can tell that from up here because it's got the little chain link symbol or whatever you want to call that. So that'll connect to there, and then I just run down and put them all in, and then put them all in this way, and everything auto connects as far as the pipes. The only thing I have to do is after each one is I have to connect this electrical to the next one, and that's only one connection. Otherwise, I would have had to make two, or I'd have to connect that to the ceiling, but it takes longer to look up at the ceiling. I think it's easier to just click, 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 click. Well, I guess the first one here I have to connect to the ceiling, but anyways, here we go. Time to put a bunch of more of these in. Yeah, and it's really difficult when I'm trying to record and put the blueprints in. It gets pretty bad. So that's why I'm not recording. I think one more dimensional depot on the motors, and then maybe 2 or 3 on the Quickwire. And I think I would be okay. I thought for sure that I had that train set to just come here, and I deleted the oil refinery out of it, I thought, but then I came over here to get on my train to go back to base, and there's no train here. Okay, we're out of motors, like out, like the, it's coming in, those are just the ones we're making. So I do have the second floor done. This is the third floor, so I'm a little more than 2/3 of the way done. So that's not too bad. It's going to be many hours, though, before we get enough motors to finish this floor. But, I mean, that's okay. It doesn't have to be done right now. I'm almost to 250,000 megawatts, so, yeah. I can't 100% finish anyway, because I'm pretty sure we're going to have... Oh, hold on. Yeah, so that was the first floor I did. This is the next floor, and then that's the third one. So, I'm pretty sure we're going to have multiple problems if I try to finish off all 480 or whatever it is generators. Number one, the compacted coal, we should be making 800 as a byproduct, and I've got it on a Mark V belt there, so only 780. So that is a problem. Now, we could just have another belt, right? We could just divide it into 2 belts, but that's going to be an issue. Number two, I'm pretty confident that trying to push 600 oil through this pipe is going to be an issue, and that we need to split it and then feed it from both ends. It's fine right now, even though it says it's running 600 continuously. At some point, it'll drop down a little bit. So I'm sure that's going to be a problem. And then the same thing, these 2 nitrogens are both 600, and yeah, those probably need split and fed from both ends as well. So I have a feeling I can probably get about half the third floor done, and then probably we should stop, because then I'm just going to start having multiple issues here. And I mean, you know, I need to fix some. I know I should have done it in the first place. I probably should have made the building 1 bay more, so that I could have brought stuff up and I could have had like pipes or big storage tanks and stuff. Because yeah, my fix that I did at the oil refinery, I don't really have room here. I mean, there's room over there, but I don't want to... I didn't lay it out. I didn't really... That's what happens when you don't plan things. So I didn't really plan it out. And then as I started doing it, I'm like, oh, this is going to be a problem. But anyways, we got plenty of time to kill while I wait on motors. So I'll think about fixing some of these things off camera. Okay, this is a little overkill, but I just added a second Mark V belt. And I kept the first 8 machines on the original Mark V belt, and then I took the next 8 machines and I moved them up to the top Mark V. So we're putting 400 on a Mark V belt times 2, right? And then both of them are running over, and now there's 2 sinks for compacted coal. So the compacted coal won't even come close to backing up. And this one is 400 also on a Mark V. So that's fixed. Those are the easy ones, though. Those are the easy ones. And yeah, I probably should try to fix the crude oil. I left space so I can run another crude pipe down and then bring it back on itself at the end. The problem is I just need to split it and have 2 tanks somewhere, and I don't really have a spot to do that. All right, so I'm trying to get something built here. This will be the crude coming up and splitting and feeding into the 2 tanks, and the train will still fit through here. And then it'll come down and it'll feed 2 separate lines. So eventually we'll cut this off, and that one will feed the bottom, and then that'll feed the top. And the top just runs all the way down to the end and then circles back into the bottom. So that should work fine, but I'm using so much crude, I don't want to like disconnect this and connect it there and let it try to fill the tanks. So what I did really temporarily is I came over here and I've got this set up. Eventually this pipe will connect there, but for now it temporarily just runs over here, and I threw down a second extractor, and that extractor is just going to fill those tanks and fill that top pipe. That way when I switch the thing over, everything will be full. Because otherwise, like, yeah, we're not actually using the 600 crude a minute, but we're using 80% of it, 75% of it. So it would take forever. So we'll just let that do its thing and fill these two tanks up. And then that should be able to push the 600 without an issue, because that's exactly how the oil refinery works. So then the outputs are fixed, and then that input is fixed, but then we'll still have to do something about the nitrogen, I'm assuming. I'm not 100% on that, because I don't know if the nitrogen gas will work a little easier than the liquids, but I know this isn't going to work, so yeah. And also I'm just killing time waiting on more motors to be made. Okay, both tanks are full, so I'm going to switch it over, and then I got to run downstairs. Well, that one's already connected to that. I guess I'm going to delete that. Connect that. That'll immediately start running it through one. I'm going to come down here. That'll start filling that tank. And then I got to run all the way down to the end and connect the two ends together. Okay, I wasn't sure if it was going to let me connect that tight, but I like it. All right, so there's one extractor putting out 600 through a 600 pipe. The pipe comes up through the floor and splits into two tanks that are already completely full. And then one pipe comes out of each tank. The pipe out of the first tank feeds this entire line from the front. The pipe out of the second tank runs all the way down and then starts feeding that same line from the back, so that we can technically push 1,200 a minute for, short periods. And then the tanks should, whatever little bit ran out, it should essentially fill back up, because we're not maxed out yet. So that should be fixed. So all of these machines in these two rows are fine. The only issue now is going to be the nitrogen. And I went ahead and ran two extra pipes all the way down to the end. It's just a matter of, do I just take those two and split them into the front and the back? I probably need a buffer tank. I don't know for sure that it's going to do a problem, because the gas could be okay. I know the liquid wasn't, but then I should probably just go ahead and do it. So yeah, I should probably just go ahead and basically do what I did here to here. And I think, I don't know, I kind of want to not do it and see if it breaks, but then I don't want it to break and, have to try to restart this whole building. Okay, on one hand, it's a mess. On the other hand, I kind of like it. I like it because it looks way more industrial over here now in this area. The train fits through just fine. It's not close. It's very tight. And, I don't like it because it shows I didn't plan it ahead, but then I also like it because it looks very industrial. But anyway, so over here where we had one pipe of 600 come up, split into two tanks, turn into two pipes, right? One feeds it from the front, the other feeds it from the back. Here, because there's two pipes of 600, I did it outside, and I brought the one pipe of 600 up and the other pipe of 600 up, split it into two tanks, split it into two tanks. These two tanks, that one becomes the bottom one, this one becomes the top one. So it feeds 8 machines, and at the end of 8 machines, this circles back in and feeds from that side. And then the same thing with these two. These two run all the way down to machine number 9, and then on 9, one feeds the front, and the other one goes all the way down and feeds the back. So I don't know that 100% I needed that, but if I did need it, it's done. And the good thing is, because I haven't built all the generators, that should keep filling up with nitrogen the same way that the crude, whatever crude I use, should be completely full. Let's go check. Yeah, I think it's basically gonna stay full. So the nitrogen should slowly fill up. I mean, there's gas in both of them right now. Now, I don't know if I starved anything down there for nitrogen. I may have. I don't think it's the end of the world right now because we're making more rocket fuel than we're using, but that should eliminate any issues I could possibly have. So I think I've stalled long enough too for, oh yeah, I was thinking about doing them over here, but yeah, it's okay. I like it and I also don't like it, but anyways, all right. So I should be able to go upstairs and put down some more generators now. I don't know when I did this, but somehow I deleted a refinery that was sitting right here. I'm sure I did it when I was like far away, but I was checking everything, and yeah, I was just going down the line checking everything, and I got to that one and it had 0 fuel, and I'm like, wait, what? And then I look and I'm like, wait, where's the refinery at? It happens sometimes. I'll be deleting something and yeah, it happens. We'll fix it. Well, I've got a little more than half of a row and then a whole nother row, and then we would be done and I'm out of motors again. And one of the things back here, I turned off auto connect just in here. So the first 4 generators are running in every row, but the rest of them, it's disconnected all the way down through here. So none of these will get rocket fuel because I just want to make sure everything backs up and fills up with rocket fuel. And then, especially since that one refinery got deleted for who knows how long, I actually have it. Where's my hold? I don't have a hold of this floor. Hold on. Okay, so this is where the refinery got deleted in this line. So I've got the 3rd floor disconnected. And then right now I've actually got the 2nd floor disconnected. And I'm waiting for it to fill completely up and backfill on the 1st floor. Then I'll connect the 2nd. I'll wait for it. Then I'll connect just the first 4 machines on the 3rd floor. But I think kind of all of them, I want to make sure everything is completely full of rocket fuel before I try to connect those last machines. But it's going to be a while on motors again. I need another 720 motors to finish this line and a half. And I'm making 15 a minute. So 48 minutes. That's assuming that that's assuming none of them are going to turbo motors, but I don't know that we're maxed out on turbo motors or anything. Worst case, 3.5, 200 minutes. So yeah, somewhere between 48 minutes and like 3 hours. Okay. I'm getting low on summer sloops too, because it's finally dropped down to where there's only what's left. So it's 12. Oh, I'm flying. I've still got like a few hundred extra. Okay, well, that won't be a problem. That's good. All right, back in a couple hours. It's literally come down to this. I'm going to handcraft. Yeah, let me just speed this up real quick. Okay, I'm going to hope that that's enough. It's been making them too. So I did go ahead and connect all of the pipes and everything's running except for this last row I'm putting in. They're disconnected. So each production line downstairs is basically making 300 rocket fuel and we're using 280. And I'm just going to hold off until I'm absolutely sure before I connect these last ones. But hopefully I've got enough to build this. I do. And that, you have to remember, that's 480, I think, and we're overclocked to 240%, right? So 16 lines times 30, yeah, 480 times 2.4. So it would have been 1,152 generators if I didn't use all those power shards. Yeah, the building would have needed, oh my lord, the building would have needed, so there were 3 floors. There were 3 floors of generators, but we would have needed 2.4. The building would have been 8. Yeah, we would have needed 4 more floors. That's crazy. Well, I'm going to connect these up with power, I'm going to just do a double check on everything downstairs until I'm pretty confident, and then I'll come back up here and connect the pipes, and then we can see how much fuel we're making, or how much power we're making. Oh, and this is where I already did it. And it's ridiculous, like right now, even without those, we're over 300,000, 308,000. Our maximum we could possibly use in energy is less than the boost we're getting from the alien power thingy. So just its little 10% bonus is more than that. So I'm making 10 times as much power as I can possibly use, which is good because we're going to use a whole bunch more power soon. But all right, let me go just do a double check on everything before we hook up that last line. Okay, I just went through and checked every single machine, and every single machine, its efficiency is like 91, 92, 93. They kind of fluctuate because they turn on and off constantly because they're, they can't quite. Each one's backed up. That one's backed up because that one's backed up because this one's backed up because there's not enough. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. So they're all, 91, 92, 93, somewhere in there. All of these buffer tanks are full. The crude isn't like 100% full, which is a little weird, but I don't think it matters. It's 98% full. So let's go upstairs. Oh, and I did put the end wall on that end of the building because I had left off part of it, which I really wasn't using at all to fly up. But let's go upstairs and connect this last line. Okay. That should be 288,000 megawatts once they all get rocket fuel all the way to the end. I'll have to go outside and disconnect. And then at this point, all of those machines on the first floor should run at 100%. They should never stop. And they should also never run out if everything's balanced correctly. So I'll give it a few minutes, and then we'll check what the power is outside and make sure we're getting everything and make sure everything inside looks good. Okay, they're all running and everything looks correct. 288,000 is exactly what it should be. And with everything else factored in, we're at almost 330,000. Yeah, I would say that's pretty good. I normally just put one billboard. I shouldn't go this way because I'm going to not have power, but I normally put one billboard, but just because we're kind of like sitting down from the track and the track kind of runs at an angle, I put two billboards, one on each corner that says rocket fuel plant. So let me just go back inside. Yes, it's a problem. Out here in no man's land, I don't have power. Let me go back inside and do a little double check and make sure everything looks good. Oh, I kind of want to go check and make sure all these are, all the extractors and everything are doing what they should be doing, because they should all be running at 100% too. These are going to kind of stop a little bit just because the miners were backed up, and each of the miners will have 100 ore in it. So it's trying to send a little more than it needs. Otherwise it would run continuously. The nitrogen looked good. I know the coal's going to be good because it's only 400 on a Mark V belt. I'm going to go check the oil extractor. That's the only one that potentially would have a problem, but it really shouldn't. Should be fine. Okay, this looks good. It says 96% because it hasn't changed from what it was before, but it's got a little bit of oil, and you can tell it's obviously going exactly at 600 because it's not losing and it's not falling, or it's not falling behind and it's not gaining. So that'll get to 100% soon. So let's go inside and double check all that. But I think everything's good. I could probably clock these back down. I had them, they need to do 100, and I have them set to 105 because I just wanted to make sure it stayed full. But I should be able to clock them to 100 now and just run down through the line and paste the setting. I saw the power fluctuate down a little bit, but I just checked the last row of all of these, and it was these two that we just connected. Every single one is completely full of 50. So I don't think that's this building fluctuating. If anything, it's probably the oil refinery, because I know that I used a bunch of fabric earlier. And not earlier, I mean like last episode, I think I used a bunch of fabric, which would have started the fabric production over at that building, which messes up the fuel. So there's probably a couple fuel gens at that building that are kind of like starved for power, but I don't think it's this building because literally everything's completely stuffed full of 50 and they only use 10 a minute, right? So if you got 50, they can go 5 minutes without fuel and still keep running. So I don't think this building's going to fluctuate at all. So I'm going to say this building's basically done. I would like to put some cross bracing in. Like I can probably fit some in going this way, I think. I'm not going to do it right now, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I could definitely put some cross bracing in that way. I don't think I can go from this pole to that pole unless it just happens to line up. Maybe on that one. No, because it's kind of offset a little bit. Anyways, I do want to do that a little bit, but I'll do that off camera. What I really want to do, though, I need more batteries because, I mean, we shouldn't really need batteries, right? But you might have seen in a previous episode, they did come in handy. Like, we did use them for a couple minutes. So I would like more batteries because I only have that one battery set up and I've got the blueprint. I don't know if somewhere it needs to come off the main power line. I was kind of thinking maybe up around the rim or something. I don't know. I'd like to find somewhere where I could hook up on some more battery storage. I'd like to have a few of them around the map, but let me look around for that. I mean, technically we could do right here. This is a fairly flat area, and I could just come off of that same tower. Like I could come from there to here and then have maybe a couple going this way. I think that would work. Let me get some, I'm going to run out of power here in a second. Let me get some power lines just kind of randomly run around so I can fly through here and see what we got. Oh yeah, this looks like a pretty decent area. It's pretty flat. Okay, well, I put one down and yeah, we need like massive amounts of wire and more modular frames. So I'll have to run back to base and just grab a bunch of wire. But I think I can put basically that one there. Then this one will go here. And then the front one, which is this one, will end up, I don't know, somewhere in there. Like so. And then the substation thing can click onto it there. And then I could probably do another one between that tower. And then I could probably do another one between that tower. So I could have, I think the other battery setup has a front one and a back one. And this one would have two back ones. So 3 instead of 2. And I could probably have 3 of them. So over there is like 2 things of batteries and here would be 9. Yeah. And I think this is a good spot to have it because this is where all the power gets generated, right? So it makes sense that like this is where all the batteries would be. So, all right, let me run back and get a whole bunch of wire. All right, I had to do a little shenanigans here. I knew it was going to come down to here, but then I realized these can only have 3. And if one of them's there, it can only have 2 going out. So one of them goes to there and goes in. This one has to go to this tower just to split those 2 and those 2 go in. Just because I can't. If I could have 4 connections on that one, I wouldn't need this tower. But anyways, so those are all connected. Let's go see what our battery says now. Oh, we're at 20%. Okay. Yeah. I do wish it would show you because it's okay. It's charging at 20,000. It's charging at 20,000, but it doesn't show you that in here, I guess. Dang. Only 20,000. Makes me want more. That's enough for now, though. That was a lot of modular frames. we do need more of these. I don't know exactly where to put them. I think I could have made it look okay if I'd done less, but it's a little bit much. I need to add some foundations underneath here, too, to fix this. But, yeah, let me do that real quick. I'm going to call the rocket fuel plant done. Yeah, I should still go through and add some X-bracing in there, although I don't think I ever finished adding X-bracing to the medium factory or the oil refinery, and we never did any in the aluminum foundry either, so that's just a thing I tend to skip, I guess. I did a little bit of it, though. I'm not super happy with the power towers down there, but I know exactly in my mind what I want to do, and I can't make it do what I want to do. I don't have the capability of doing that in this game. So the power towers they're good enough. They're good enough. So I'm going to call that, rocket fuel episode done. And yeah, next time I'm ready to start on the Mega Factory. I don't know if that means heading over there and starting to try to build the giant building, or because then I want to train stuff in. Should I be doing the train? I should probably start building the building first, because it's going to take a lot of resources. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure, but we're going to kind of start working towards the Mega Factory, and that's going to take a lot of episodes, not just building the building, but getting everything in the building, and then trying to get the stuff to the building, and then building more stuff to bring to the building, and yeah. And I think then we'll finally... Oh, I should have turned this off, because I need to be on this other track. That's fine, I can pass it and back up. We can finally start using all the trains then, because the aluminum foundry will have a train going from there to the Mega Factory. From the oil refinery, from there to the Mega Factory. We will need to get a train or something going from here to the Mega Factory. I'm not entirely certain. Oh my lord, stop and back up. It's not going to do it either, because I got to switch the switch. My frame rate. Even though it says I'm getting 49 FPS, 51, I can tell I'm getting these like continuous micro stutters where it's like 60 FPS and then it stops. And for just a split second, it's 0 FPS, but the FPS counter doesn't really see it like that. Like stop. Then it didn't do it. I don't know. It just, there's too much. There's too much in this area. Not only do we have just a tremendous amount of stuff here in the medium factory. Let me get up higher and turn the fog off. So not only do we have all of this stuff in this building, and I think the oil refinery, I don't know if that's far enough away that it's causing me some performance stuff or not. Like I can see pipes and conveyors, but I don't see the machines. So I don't know if I'm getting a performance hit from that. But then, the rocket fuel plant is literally right there. I don't see the machines. And then, then the aluminum foundry is right there. Oh, we can see the drones. We can't see the drone stations. And then the quartz outpost is right there. So there's just a lot of stuff in this area. I actually kind of like the way the train's coming out, though, there now. And then there's the bridge, and yeah. So anyways, that's going to be the plan, is to kind of move up into this area, which is still a little close, I guess, to the aluminum foundry, but it'll be far enough away from the medium factory for sure. I don't know. I'm a little worried because I want the Mega Factory to be like enormous compared to this building, but I'm a little concerned with performance and if I'm going to be able to stand playing that low of FPS, but we'll see what happens. So anyways, see you guys next time.